Hello again, Reggie Moon with Eclipse USA Realty. Today I'm talking about seller paid closing costs. These are the costs associated with closing a loan. These costs are the buyer's cost. If the buyer's getting a loan, in those closing costs are application fee, origination fee, sometimes the appraisal is rolled in there, homeowners association fees and application fees, homeowners insurance for the first year. You pay that 1 year in advance. That is considered a cost of closing. Other prepaids are sometimes it's 3 or 4 months of insurance paid into the escrow in advance, 3 or 4 months of interest paid into the escrow in advance. All those things are rolled into what are called closing costs. Typically, it's about 5% of the sale price. So in a $100,000 house, your typical amount of closing costs are around $5,000. Now listen, there are some costs that have nothing to do with the sale price. They are fixed costs. So you can't say it's 5% across the board, but that's on the average. So out of those 5%, the buyer is asking the seller to pay 3%, which is $3,000. If the total closing costs are $5,000, guess who brings the other $2,000 to make the difference? You, the buyer. You bring that to the closing in addition to your down payment. So that's closing costs dissected as quickly and easily as I could on a $100,000 house. Don't forget, it is not the responsibility of the seller to pay any of the buyer's closing costs. He doesn't have to pay any. In fact, it is only reasonable and customary that the buyer asks the seller to pay any closing costs associated with buying the house. But in some states, and I operate in Georgia and Florida, it is reasonable and customary for the buyer to ask the seller to pay up to 3% towards the buyer's closing cost. Call me with any questions. The number 404 Eclipse. Call me anytime. Thanks.
Call or click 404 Eclipse.